What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going to be talking about NIO, specifically the expected move for this week and how it's actually a huge move because earnings is coming up. Now, before we get into this video, I'd like to remind you, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate all of the support. And let's get right into this video and let's talk about the expected move. Now, in case you didn't know, earnings is literally on Monday for NIO. Now, I do this every single weekend. I chart out the expected move. In case you don't know, the expected move really quick is a move where market makers want the stock to stay in between. However, it doesn't have to stay in between that mark. And if you notice, it is a range because it is plus or minus. So how you find this is you go to your brokerage, you type in whatever symbol that may be. So in this case, NIO, you go to that week's expiration date, which is March 5th. It's always a Friday. Then you go over here to the right and then you see the move. You see plus or minus 7.793. Now, normally the implied volatility, it does not matter, but with an event like earnings, it does matter. Notice how much higher implied volatility is compared to down here. So it's a lot higher because we have a volatile event and that will affect your option premium. It will cause them to be more expensive than what they are. It'll cause them to be inflated. And then when this event goes down, volatility will go down and those option premiums will also go down as well. So it's always best not to actually play earnings with options because even though they may beat, even though the price may go up, your option premiums can still lose value because of that implied volatility going down. So that's just a quick option lesson right there. But either way, the move for this week is 7.79, or we're going to round it to 7.8. I mentioned this before. Every time I make a video on this, it doesn't have to be exact. Whenever you're drawing on your chart, it does not have to be exact. It just has to be around that move. So for our case, 7.78, what you do is take where you closed at on the previous closing. So Friday we closed here, and then you just go 7.78. So perfect, right there, 7.78. Then you take a drawing tool, and then what you do is you draw it across like that. Like I said, does not have to be perfect at all. It just is here to give you a visual of what the move is going to look like. So now we go to the bottom of it, 7.78. Go just a little bit more down. Doesn't have to be exact, so that's good enough right there. Take your drawing tool, draw it. So guys, as you can see, this is our range that we're working with coming this week. So you can say it's a huge range. Last week was a lot smaller compared to this week because we didn't have the earnings event. Now, the top of this range is around $55, $54.74. The bottom of this range is around $40. So you can see we have a huge movement being priced in. It's going to either do a huge movement to the upside or downside. Now, something I do want you guys to know is that yes, there's a 68% chance that it can stay in between it, but it can move out of it. We saw it last week. This huge sell-off right here, we actually got underneath the first move. We were actually in the second move. So it can fall underneath the second move just as well as it can go above this move. So keep that in mind that it doesn't have to stay in between that, but the likelihood of it closing in this first standard deviation is what we call it, is 68% chance. That's why it's so important to know this move, but it can shoot past it, can shoot below it. We saw it last week with a huge market sell-off. Right now, though, based on where NIO closed, what I'm looking for Monday, is a close above this green box. A close into this green box. Now, this is going to be completely determined on earnings and how that's reacted. We got a binary event coming up. Now, something I would like to note, and I've mentioned this before, we sold off going into earnings. Typically, what you see is an earnings run-up. And then when that earnings run-up happens, then you get the sell-off. So what makes me believe that, taking a play with this earnings, it's a lot less risk involved because we had that sell-off. I'm not saying it can't sell off more. Trust me, it can sell off way more than this, and it already has. But the odds are in your favor compared to the upside, compared to the downside. Now, what I'm looking at is hopefully a strong earnings. But we have to watch out for a strong earnings reaction as well. They've been delivering more and more vehicles each month. It's been actually increasing each month. So that's a good sign. That leads you to believe that they're going to be doing good on earnings, but that doesn't mean that this stock's going to go up. Not at all. It's always a 50-50 gamble. But since we had this pre-earnings sell-off, it's more likely to go up, in my opinion, than, rather than just a pre-earnings run-up and then it just sells off. That's what I think is going to happen. Now, it's not guaranteed, but other than that, the level that you need to look out for us to be bullish on NIO, no matter if earnings is coming up, no matter whatever event may be coming up, For us to get back on that bullish train, the start of it is getting above this area right here, which is at $53. We need to get above that because right now we're in a downtrend. It's apparent. So in order to change that downtrend, we at least need to get above this last high and then have some conviction and then close, in my opinion, above $53. And that would put us right at the top of that first move. So that would be perfect. If we can just close the week inside or right at this move, then that's perfect. It'll set us up good. But overall, we are in a downtrend. We need to keep an eye on that and see just how we react to earnings. Let me know in the comments below, what's your after earnings price prediction on NIO? Do you think it's going to go to the moon? Do you think we have more room to fall? Just let me know. And always, guys, thank you for being here. Appreciate all of the support. Thank you for all that you do. And I will see you guys in the next video.